Hey guys, it's Cal from the Lighting Doctor here. I hope you guys enjoy this video with some more great landscape lighting tips. To learn more about landscape lighting, go and check out our website at lightingdoctor.ca, or if you want to see what a real quality landscape light should look like, go and check out our Try It Before You Buy It offer, where you can get a premium quality fixture at a discounted rate with your very own battery pack, so you can go and test out how that light's going to look and feel what a real premium quality light should look like. So go and check us out at lightingdoctor.ca, or go watch more videos on YouTube just by searching for the Lighting Doctor. Hey, Noe, thanks for sending in your pictures and for your thoughts here. I'll give you some ideas. I will just mention though, I know you had mentioned you wanted to look at the ZDC system. So the only thing to keep in mind is when you are looking at that, if you're looking at you know, the color changing possibilities and the zoning and dimming, just know that that system is quite a bit more expensive. It's usually 4 to 5 times more expensive than a regular system, just because it's not only the transformer that you got to get, which that with the Wi-Fi module and everything is about $2,000 US, plus each fixture, as opposed to $100 a fixture, you're probably closer to $300 to $500 a fixture, depending on what type of light you use, and that's just because there's so much more technology built into them. I can see things in that market changing a little bit, but as of right now, that's what it is. So what I'll do is I'll give you some general ideas of what lights to use where, and then we can kind of work on that a little bit. But anyway, I think if we start with the front of the house, so I definitely love the idea of taking advantage of some of the stonework. So I'm going to show you some different things that we could do if I look at the front of the house here. So obviously, I would love to have a couple lights on both sides of the garage here to kind of light some of this up, but I think that's going to be a little bit tricky to do. So something else you could do is actually have 2 of the accent lights. So I'll talk a lot about accent lights and wash lights, and just keep in mind that this is just like a standard light. Again, you can get pretty much the same fixture in a for a ZDC system. I would say, just to be safe, you're looking at probably 3 times the cost to do that, but the effect and everything will be very similar. But I might take 2 of these guys, and I would actually, it's a little bit more work, but I would actually try and mount them kind of at the peak of the garage, just with a regular flange or mounting bracket that's got a 1/2-inch thread. All the lights on them have a 1/2-inch thread that you screw into. So if you can get a mounting bracket that's got a 1/2-inch thread, which we do have some, but a lot of times you can get one at Home Depot that's quite a bit less expensive than what we have available. And basically you just mount 2 of those lights and shine them down. To get the wire up there, you could just run it up the eaves trough, make your connections in the actual eaves trough, because they're all waterproof, and then just mount your lights there. And it's pretty easy to hide the wire. You're not going to see much of it, and then you could really highlight the top section of the stonework as well as catch some of this down here. And the only thing you want to do with those lights is put something in there called a hex baffle. Really all it is like a glare deflector. So as you're walking, you know, down below and around the lights, you're not having that light shine right in your eye. So that's one idea for that for sure. I would try and light all these palm trees. The only difference is I wouldn't use a regular accent light. I would use an in-ground light. Same effect. The only difference is this now you can go and place right in the grass and keep this level so that you don't have anything sticking up that you got to trim around, and you can just put that right around here, right in the grass, so you can just mow over it as if it's not even there. But it would do a really good job of highlighting these 3 palms that you have on the front corner of the house here, and then as well as on this guy too. I would probably try and put one there. Now I like the idea of highlighting the stonework, but I think it's going to be it could be costly to do, because you don't want to put path lights or anything here, because again, the maintenance issues with grass. So again, the only thing you want to do is maybe some of those in-ground lights, well lights if you wanted to, maybe spread them out. And it's not as important how many you get, as long as they're spaced out evenly. So if you were going to just put 3 along this side, then you might put one under the window, one in the middle here, and one over here, and you kind of place those, you know, maybe 18 inches back or so, and have them so they kind of catch some of this and then shine all the way up. But I think if you wanted to, it's also an area you could just kind of skip out and just do the tree here. Would be my preference. Not that it wouldn't look good, doing that, but I think it might just be a little more lighting than you need at this time. Just keep in mind you can always add those later, so when you put this light in, just leave some extra wires so that if you do decide to put those in later, you can just tie into that and then you can add some lights there. For the front of the house and the great landscape you have here, what I would do is, now the only thing is you have a lot of shrubbery here, so you're going to have to get that light in just the right spot. In some cases you might have to put the light on a riser. All the riser is, it's basically the same thing. We do have them available and I can put those in a kit, but it's basically just an aluminum pole that you can stake into the ground and then place the light on, just so that you can, instead of having the light right on the ground where all this foliage can cover it, you might be able to get it 6 or 18 inches off the ground so that you can highlight some of these areas. And where I would use those accent lights now, like I talked about, so these guys here on a riser, which is basically just this metal part from a path light, but now you can screw this onto it and you can get it above some of these plants, and you still have it hidden in the back so you don't see the riser, but you get that effect up a little bit higher. But what I would do is, on this palm tree, I would try and get 2 lights. I would probably try and hit it from this angle, and I would probably try and hit it from this angle. The nice thing is, by having that light kind of shine this way, you are going to catch some of this stonework here, and it's going to light up this whole back section area. But you definitely want to make this palm tree a feature tree, so you want to get that fairly close to the tree and almost have it shining straight up. A lot of people will tend to try and bring that light back here and shine it up at the foliage, but then you miss out on the whole trunking structure. So you want to get those 2 lights fairly close and have them shining up. And then if you wanted to create some consistency and to take care of some of this rock work, what I would do is I would use some wash light. So wash light's just it's a wider angle, less intense light that now, and I think there's a better picture. But yeah, you could basically go and place that kind of in here and have it just accenting this part of the wall. I would probably try and get one behind all these bushes here and all these plantings here on this window area, and highlight this section of the house as well as highlight this section of the house. Now, even though a lot of that light is going to be covered by the foliage, what it does is we're going to create different levels of light. So you're going to have this backlit, but you're still going to get the silhouette of all these plants down here. And then we're also going to try and light the front of this with, again, some more of those wash lights, because we don't need a super intense light, but it's a nice wider angle one. It's great for low-lying shrubs. And I would probably try and place, I'm just looking at all the, where was the best picture? Yeah, I would probably try and place one of those lights probably somewhere in here and somewhere over here, and just have them shining kind of on this section of the trees back here. And then I would go and I would use probably a couple of path and garden lights to not only light the walkway, but then it's also going to cast a little bit of light on some of the lower lying shrubs here. So really you got a whole bunch of different levels of light. You got the house backlit, you've got some nice light up here on the palm tree, you've got kind of this second tier of lighting on this back section, and then you have some lower lying path lights where, say for example, you're going to put one of those wash lights here to catch this, then I might throw a path light in here, I might throw in here, you have your wash light catching here, and I might throw another path light in here. And then I would do the same thing on this side. I would try and get a light back underneath the window that highlights this front section of the house, and then I would probably try and get 1 or 2 path light or wash lights that highlight some of these lower lying shrubs, and then I would finish it off with some path lighting around the front side here to kind of outline the contours of this bed a little bit more. And on this area, if you wanted to skip the path lights just because you don't have a walkway here, I think that would still look okay, and you just use the wash lights to kind of light some of these lower levels here. But something I will mention that you're probably going to want to do is, I would probably, because a lot of this, even if I was to go and put in this system, I would still have to probably put those lights in a couple different spots and find out exactly where they're going to look best. But I would look at this try it before you buy it kit, and it's basically going to have all 3 of those lights that I just talked about. It comes with this battery pack that you can actually go and plug these into, which is some AA batteries, and now you can go and place those in all the areas I just talked about, so you can find out which light is going to look best in which one of those locations, so that you can go and properly get just the amount of lights you need for this project. But I would say that is the way that I would go about this project. Again, lighting this guy here, I think would be sufficient light there, and then really focus in on the front with the well lights on these 3 trees. You got your 2 up lights on the larger palm tree. You're gonna throw your wash light on the 2 back windows, and then this area here, which is gonna become very dark. You're gonna have 2 wash lights, maybe 3 in this area to highlight some of the lower lying shrubs, and then you're gonna kind of finish it off with a couple path lights to border the contours of the bed and light the walkway there. So hopefully that gives you some good ideas. Let me know what you think, what you like, what you don't. I would recommend that try it before you buy a kit. We can also talk more about ZDC options if that's something you want, or find out exactly what you're looking for. There may be some other alternatives to that might not be as costly. So again, thanks for reaching out. I know it's a lot of info, but hopefully it gives you some good ideas. So what you're going to find in your try it before you buy it landscape lighting kit is 4 things. Our RS uplighting fixture from FX Luminaire. You're going to find our wash lighting fixture from FX Luminaire, and you're going to find our path lighting fixture from FX Luminaire, which are 3 of the most used lights that we use in any of our landscape lighting projects. And along with that, it's going to come with a King Innovation Insta-Light, which is a battery pack that's going to allow you to go and test out these lights on your property to see which lights are going to look best where. The Try It Before You Buy It kit is a chance for you to go and feel the difference between a good quality light and a premium quality fixture and the poor quality lighting that you're going to find online and in a lot of other stores. So you get to test those lights out for 14 days, go and plug them in, test them out on your property, see what's going to look best. And if you don't love it, you send it back to us and you get a full refund. And if you do, you keep those lights at a discounted rate and you just get whatever else you need. Hey guys, thanks for watching that video. I hope you guys got some great tips, and I hope you guys take advantage of your own free video consultation where you can send me a few pictures of your property and I'm going to get back to you with your own personalized video presentation with all kinds of tips and tools of how to go and light your own property. So to get that, go check us out at lightingdoctor.ca or just email me a few pictures of your property at cal@lightingdoctor.ca.